Laredo, take us out.
Take her out.
All right. Take flight each and every Friday night. Join the fun and let's go off-world. Geek out! We'll collide where the nerdiness will thrive. Buckle up and let's go off-world. Toys, comics, pop culture news, movies, and so much more. Matthew, Jesse, Curtis, and Sean are your guides on this fun-filled tour. Take flight each and every Friday night. Join the fun and let's go off-world. Let's go off-world. Let's go off-world. Hey, hey, hey. Let's go off-world tonight.
Woo-hoo! We're here. And hi. We're currently doucheless, waiting for Douche to appear. Jesse isn't feeling too well. Sean just popped on. So hi guys, how's everybody doing? Jesse, you look like shit.
Jesse's buffering.
Yeah. How about you, Sean?
I'm
How you doing?
tired, but I can't complain with the haul that I got this week, so I'm pretty happy on that level.
Okay, all right.
How about you?
You know, it's been a month or so that it's 2024 not treating me the best, but I do have Joe's, so it's like one of the only things keeping me going right now. So yeah, that's something.
I know the feeling.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and start, I guess, with pickups. Jesse, do you have anything to show?
Yes. I got Wolf and Raphael.
Is that a NECA?
Uh-huh.
Nice.
He's got weird toes.
Does have weird toes. Is just that two?
Well, the turtles have two toes. Normally.
Do they?
But yeah.
Huh. I guess I
The
never
toy.
paid
I mean,
attention.
the characters. I don't know about real turtles.
Oh, okay.
I've never looked at their toes that closely. And then continuing in with the theme of Raphael and two toes, the Last Ronin, first to fall Raphael. Spoiler alert. That's what it's called.
If he's the first to fall, does that mean he's the worst turtle?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Gotcha.
know
It's
what it
only
means.
it's only when Dooch likes to proclaim that's his favorite turtle. Then, just like the Cobra Law bullshit he keeps saying, that's when you give him crap for it.
Gotcha.
It's like I respect him because I know that's Jesse's guy, but when Dooch starts going in there, it's like I got to give him something, one way or the other.
Well, I mean,
Crap.
I think Raphael's probably. I mean, people have their different favorite turtles. I like Donatello. You're a Leo guy, right?
Yep, I'm a Leo guy. Yep.
But I would say probably more people like Raphael than any of the others, mostly because they used to all be Raphael. You know.
When we were growing up, I always figured it was Mikey. Everybody loved Mikey.
Yeah, but if you're like an early on guy, like with the comics and stuff, like they were all Raphael. It was this 4 Raphaels.
Yeah.
I think they were all called Raphael back then.
Raphael 1, 2, 3,
and 4,
and Prime.
Yeah. And then they gave
Referred
them
to
other
go by
names
Ralph.
as it went along. So
Yeah, they also went by Ralph sometimes.
all
There's
right.
a story behind that.
I was trying to get Jesse riled up, but it's not working. He's too out of it.
Yeah. It's okay.
Look,
It's okay.
Ray's gone, Egon. What do you got?
Yeah, well, all right.
Okay, Sean, let's see what you
I'm-
got for pickups.
I have too many toys for. I'm too afraid beyond rational thought right now, Ray. All right, so some of these are old to some, but they're new to me. So one of the things I got in was the Commando Snake Eyes and Timber 2-pack this week, which made me pretty happy.
Cool.
I think that was a BBT. Yeah, I got them. And then I also BBTS had the sale on the Crimson Guard.
Nice.
So I ended up getting 4 of these guys because I kind of like the idea of having 4 flanking Cobra Commander and Tomax and Xamot on either side as well. And then last night I went over to Target because my wife's like, hey, can you go pick something up for me? And I go in the toy aisle, and what do I see?
Wait a minute. We're going
Wow.
through Joe's, right? So
Yes.
why not another Joe?
Why
Joe
not another
Gonzalez.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
I didn't know how long
Hello,
Dooch would be,
hello.
so I figured we'd bring in Joe, just kind of add a little bit to this short episode that we're gonna have tonight. So
Yeah.
But anyway,
That
go
one-
ahead. Sorry.
Mutton Junkyard last night, just right there at Target. I'm like, okay.
Nice.
And I gotta admit, do you have him yet?
Yes,
Curtis?
I do. He was
Okay,
he was my first good guy in hand. I did order the Slaughter first, but he was the first one I actually had and opened.
I'm
So.
just digging the details. I mean, on his on the arm, the padding where he would be
Mhm.
training the dogs. I love how it's ripped up a bit, and they have some details there. I like that there's even some scarring on his face to show he probably got into it with one of the animals while he was training them or whatever and stuff. And I dig that. I really dig Junkyard. Great figure there. And when I was a kid, I could have swore he had a leash, but I kind of dig this better. It's got more real world stuff. And then the funny thing is, and I've said this before recently
Woof.
in our private chat, actually. I said this, and I get to say it tonight while Joe is here, which I know he's going to roll his eyes and go, really? But I got me a Joe Gonzalez for my shelf.
Nice.
Bazooka.
That's
And
an amazing
I know he
Joe
doesn't have
Gonzalez.
this, he does not have this. He doesn't have the
Yeah.
beard. But when I look at him, especially when I take the helmet off and I look
Oh,
at him
yeah.
that way, it's Joe on Friday. So I was like, when I saw him, I go, I gotta get this because he makes me think it's Joe, and I love it. And it's good vibes there. So I'm not doing it to
That
pick
is
on you. It's just that face sculpt captures elements of you that I never thought anyone would put into an action figure until now.
That is a good looking mustache. And
It
I
is.
think
It is a really
that
good mustache.
Tom
Yeah.
Selleck is
A
taking
good
note. I mean,
mustache, makes the figure. It does. That's why Gideon
Absolutely.
Evans' brand is my favorite. He's got the best.
there you
stash.
go. Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
I mean, yeah.
I
this
kind of
guy was
struggled with the
fun.
bazooka because I like the torso of the Tiger Force bazooka more, but
The
I like
white
the
shirt,
pants. Yeah, I like the white shirt better, but I like the pants on that one better. I ended up getting the same one as you, but
Mhm.
man, that I don't know. I might have to do some popping and swapping on that, but
So
Either
does
one
that
of them.
make that figure a Bazooka Joe?
Yes,
is. It
from
is
my
the
shelf,
Bazooka
it will
Joe.
be the Bazooka Joe. That's all there is
Yeah.
to it.
There
But
you go.
yeah, and the thing too, something that I've been learning by watching a few videos here and there. I mean, I was looking at them on my desk. I love how these two figures are different heights.
Mhm.
I love that they're doing like everybody
Do you-
has their own height and all that.
Do you have
kind of stuff.
Gung Ho yet?
I do not. The one that really was noticeable was Sergeant Slaughter. When Jesse gave me that one, I was like, "Holy crap! I didn't realize he was this tall."
Get the retro card Gung Ho, mostly because of the colors are better.
Sure.
But dude, he like towers over the other ones. Like he's so
That's
freaking
cool.
huge. But yeah, I do like that they've got some different sizes to it. It's not just all uniform. So
Yep.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So that was my week. There you go.
All right. Joe, you got anything to show today? Anything you picked up?
I don't, because I wasn't expecting to come on the show. So
Well, we slid you into the big picture anyway. So hi. I guess I'll
How's it
come
going,
over to the
everybody?
big picture then. All right. I've got little housekeeping for the show. We're doing a shortened episode tonight. And really, we were not going to do an episode at all because we've been doing
Tell
reviews.
them whose idea that was to not do an episode at all.
I can't remember. Was it mine or yours?
Yours.
I think it was my idea to not do an episode at all. So here's how things. Okay, roll it back.
Shame.
So we've been talking now for a week and a half, 2 weeks about doing these reviews for Motu Revolution, right? And it's just like trying to figure out the time to get to it. And we talk a lot, like we get into these things, and each review is like over an hour long, talking about like really dissecting each episode. So we did one. We were supposed to do 2 the other night. We got into it. Dude shows up late. We get into it. By the time we get done, like the East Coast guys, they gotta like go to bed. So then we're like, okay, we'll get together Wednesday and knock out a couple. Wednesday comes, dude shows up late. We get into it. By the time we're done with the one, East Coast guys are tired. We gotta go. So like, I'm going, hey, let's just skip Friday. We'll just not do an OffWorld. We'll knock out these Motu ones, kind of go from there. The problem is that I've opened up so many Joes this week that if I didn't get to show them, I wasn't going to be able to open up new ones for next week. And so we're basically doing a show. This is Curtis's show and tell show is what this is, because I couldn't go another week without showing off toys. So we're going to do this. Dooch may jump on. He's been habitually late this week. I don't know what's going on with him, but I'm going to show off my toys. Maybe we'll do it this week in theaters, and that's probably going to be it for tonight, because then what we're going to do is we're going to go, off of live, and we're going to do the last 3 Motu Revolution, and we've got it set to air on Legends of Grayskull. At least I think we do. The first one. So if you've watched Revolution, you want to see our review, that should be popping up as we're going off air for this. So there you go. Big explanation, but all right. So let me start with Crimson Guard, because like Sean said, he was on sale. And I also ordered 4. So we just happened to get the same. Actually, I ordered 3 from Big Bad Toy Store, but I had another one that was already here, so that puts me at 4 total.
There you go.
I will say that my pose is better though. He's holding his sword right there, so that's good. Anyway.
Mine was just throw it on the shelf, make sure it's not shown, so that my wife was like, "Wait a minute, how many of these did you get in this week again?" This one I already showed last week, but it's got a new addition because I picked up the clear chest cover for the bat so that you can see his circuitry. Now you can, the bat initially comes with a black cover, and you can take it off and see the circuitry, but you have to like leave the cover off. So I like this clear one because it's still got the circuitry covered, but you can also see it. So that was cool. So that's just an upgrade on that figure. Then I got the Crimson Bat and couple modifications here. So I did put the damaged head from the regular bat on it because I like the black head better than the red one. And the person on eBay that I bought the clear chest plates from sent one of these gun attachments for the bat, which is freaking badass. So I made this one kind of a damaged one. So he's got like the dented in chest, he's got the damaged head, and he's just kind of, but he's still kicking, So I gotta say, so far, out of everything in the classified line, the bats are my favorite. Like my absolute favorite. I absolutely love them. Can't wait for the Arctic bat. I'm gonna get the Python bat. Like they can put out 10 different bats, and I'm gonna be all over it. So let's see. Next, last week I got jealous. Sean showed off Zartan. He had the color changing Zartan, and I was like, man, I don't have a color changing Zartan. But then I started looking at it,
and I realized that there's another Zartan out, which I didn't know, which is the retro card Zartan.
Yep.
And I feel like he's got better armor colors as far as like looking like the cartoon and stuff. And good friend of ours, Purple Gang member Van, sent me retro card Zartan. So
Nice.
he has replaced my regular Zartan in my collection, and I will be looking for somebody to gift my regular Zartan to. So there we
Very
go.
cool.
I absolutely love that blue torso. There's a few minor differences, like the armor here is blue. The hood is a little bit different color, and even his skin tone is a little bit different. It's a little bit more pinkish on this one than it is on the regular. So there's Zartan. Then another friend of the show, Chris Kelly, had hooked me up with this figure. And this is, oh my God, I'm blanking on the name. Shit. Do with the rockets and stuff. Scrap Iron.
Scrap
Okay.
Iron. Yeah.
So here he is with his little controller, and he's got a helmet that comes off. I can get it off of here. He's got like burns on the side of his face, which you're probably not going to be able to see, but he's pretty cool, just as a figure himself. But he comes with this big mamma jamma with the tread on the front, and it's got like the shooting rockets, and these are just like effects that plug in, so you can pull these out and put the missiles in there without the effects. Or you could do one shooting and one still in there, however you want to do it. So that's cool. And it comes with these like explosion kind of things that you can put around him. So got a couple of these guys, and then a couple of these kind of like smoke ones. They have some like explosion things on them. So yeah, this thing came with a lot of stuff. I don't know if you would technically consider this a vehicle because you can't really ride in it. But it's my first non-figure thingy. So there you go. Next, still got more stuff, people. So next we have Crocmaster, and this guy, I mean, you think Mutt and Junkyard are fun, dude. This guy is pretty awesome. The crocodile is, dude, this thing is amazing. Like, before I got into the classified line, I heard people talking about the animals in the Joe line. Dude, these things they're so good. Like this crocodile is worth the price of it alone. It's amazing. The only thing I wish this had, I wish that the end of the, let me just pull this off here. Like the thing that goes around the crocodile's neck. I wish that there was like a hook there, or something that you could actually attach a real chain to, so that I could upgrade this. I probably can, but it's going to take some customizing to do it. Because this is all just like a, plastic. It's not, so I think it would be a cool upgrade to get an actual real chain on there. But that's probably going to take some extra work. And so far, other than popping and swapping, I haven't done any customization on these. Two more.
Just get a punk bracelet and hook a chain to it.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Okay. This one I wasn't sure of because of the colors. I talked about it last week. Wasn't sure about getting Copperhead. He looks great in the water, but in my display, he's not going to be in the water. He's going to be with the rest of them. But picked him up anyways, and I got to tell you, I love the colors. This thing he's cool. Now, this armband is a custom piece that was sent to me by Peter Johnson with some other stuff that he had sent me. It's got a little Cobra logo on it and stuff, and I thought that was kind of cool, so I add that to it. But yeah, his colors are really cool. So even though he definitely is going to stand out on that red and black kind of Cobra shelf, he's pretty neat. So, and I love his little gun there with the scope on it and everything. That thing's cool. So, forgot Crocmaster also comes with these little tiny crocodilies. One albino-y one, and then one regular. So, which my wife thought was super cute. Although she did call them alligators. I'm like, he's not alligator master. He's Croc Master. So, and then finally, because it was a Cobra week. Last week was a Joe week. This was a Cobra week. Had to finally open up Storm Shadow.
Yeah.
And this is the retro card wrist wrap version, which is my preferred version on there. And I've got him doing the throwing star. But man, I tell you, so here's a little hack, and I'm gonna take myself off the big screen now. So here's a little hack from me, because I just did an episode with Jesse not too long ago where we talked about like action figure posing and stuff. I am not a good action figure poser. I'm actually a terrible fucking action figure poser. But what I tend to do is I will, when I get a new figure, as soon as I open them, I'll Google that figure, and then I look at all the images, and I see all the different poses that people have put them in, and then I find the one that I prefer, and I just try to recreate it. So I can't think in my head like, how should this person's body move, and what if this arm's here, where that should that arm be, whatever. But if I see it on screen, I can go, oh, okay, I can recreate that. Problem with Storm Shadow, because he's got two swords, he's got the throwing star, he's got the bow and arrow, and he's just a badass ninja, is that there's like a million great photos of him. So I'm like, I'm sitting there looking at it, I'm like, you know, there's some photos where he's got both swords out and he's like ready to attack. There's some where he's like in a jumping pose, some where he's like, you know, kicking and do it. Yeah. So that was a difficult one. And I actually ended up just going with one that I did myself. So like, he's just got his one fist in the air and he's getting ready to do the throwing star. And, but yeah, that's one that's got a lot of cool pictures out there for. So, so those are my hauls for the week. And I still have a box of like, I don't know, 15, 16 Cobra to open and about another 17 Joes to open. So I got problems, man. But as it says under my name, it's not Joe problem. So, so there you go. Yeah, those were my pickups. And right on 22 minutes late, the Dooch. What's up, the Dooch?
Did I manage to miss all of Curtis's toys?
You managed to miss all of the toys, including all the Joes that you don't care about. So good job.
Perfect.
Well, and one Joe that you do care about, which is Joe Gonzalez. So
yes,
I do. That is my favorite Joe. Is Joe Gonzalez.
Do you have anything to show us for this week that you got?
I ain't got shit.
Okay. That's something then. I did get some new acrylic risers so that I could have Serpentor up in my DTOF, like raised up above the people that are going to be around him. Yeah. So I'll have to take a picture of that and post it in our group because he looks pretty badass. By the way, folks, if you don't have a Serpentor and you're collected classified, what are you doing with your life? You know, come on.
That is one that
not wasting money on Serpentor.
Don't listen to him. He's sick. He's not right in the head right now.
That is probably the only Joe that has tempted me so far is Serpentor because he works on many levels. And I'm a huge fan of the movie where he was a badass.
He was my entry into the line. Thank you, Eugene Eunuch. Made a trade for me for that. So, okay. Well, let's knock out of this week at theaters. I already kind of did the housekeeping that we're doing the short episode, and then do you already have the Legends of Grayskull queued up for premiere?
Just finishing up right now. So by the time we're done,
we're done here. You guys can go watch that, or you can, enjoy the rest of your Friday, whatever you want to do.
Nope, you go watch that, and you like, subscribe, and share. So
there you go. And if you haven't watched Motu Revolution yet, go watch that before watching our review. Like binge it 3 or 4 times because we need the views on it so we can get another series, and then come back and watch our review.
Absolutely.
Okay, let me get the random number generator up, which somebody said that I cheated on that last week.
You did. We changed it because of something.
No,
because it only went back so far.
No, that was the week before. Last week it came up on 86, and it was like Rocky 4, which is when like it was right after Carl Weathers died, and people said that I
that makes sense then.
But it
You
just
rigged
happened. So okay, let me share my screen. All right, here we go. We've got 1982 to 2010. Here we go, 2000. All right. I will probably need some help from somebody looking up who's in these movies, if you don't mind. Going to 2000. And we are looking at
a good year.
February 9th. Okay. Number 1 at the theaters is Scream 3.
I can see that.
While Sydney and her friends visit Hollywood set of Stab 3, the third film based on the Woodsboro murders, another Ghostface killer arises to terrorize them. So, don't need that. We know who those people are. Next, we have Hurricane, story of Reuben Hurricane Carter, boxing wrongly imprisoned for murder, and the people who aided in his fight to prove his innocence. Here comes the story of the Hurricane. That is Denzel, and it's a good movie.
Liev Schreiber is in it as well.
Next, we have Stuart Little. The Little family adopting a charming young mouse named Stuart, but the family cat wants rid of him. So
I think that's Michael J.
What's that?
I believe Michael J. Fox was Stuart.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Hugh Laurie was the dad, I think.
Oh, it was,
Really?
wasn't it? Yeah.
Next, we have Next Friday. Streetwise man flees South Central Los Angeles, headed to the suburbs, and his lottery-winning uncle and cousin to the suburbs and his lottery-winning uncle and cousin to avoid neighborhood thug with a grudge who has just escaped from prison. That is the one without Chris Tucker and far inferior.
I don't think I've ever seen Next Friday.
Yeah. Next is Eye of the Beholder. Private Eye shadows a female serial killer of men all over the U.S. without her knowing, as he, strangely enough, occasionally acts as her guardian angel. Interesting.
And that is
Disappointed
Ashley
there's not an
Judd.
actual
And
Beholder.
you got excited there for a minute, Joe.
Yeah.
Ashley
I
Judd
did,
and
I
Ewan
did.
McGregor.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Ewan McGregor is the serial killer?
No, she's.
She's this. Okay, never mind. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So
That
who
It makes it
coverage
look
weird,
like he's
but
the serial killer
saw
on that
that one.
poster, though.
Gotcha.
He looks more ominous.
Yeah.
Well, ominous is in the eye of the beholder, Sean. So
Next, we have The Green Mile. Tale set on death row, where a gentle giant, John Coffey, possesses a mysterious power to heal people's ailments. When the lead guard, Paul Edgecombe, recognizes John Gift, he tries to help stave off the condemned man's execution. That's Tom Hanks and who else?
Michael Clark Duncan.
yeah.
Who else is in that one? I can't think of them off the top of my head now.
Next one, which I'm sure is going to be very popular with this crowd, is Galaxy Quest. The alumni cast of space opera television show have to play their roles as the real thing when an alien race needs their help. However, they also have to defend both Earth and the alien race from a reptilian warlord.
I think Tim Allen was in that.
Yes,
be wrong.
I think you are correct.
There's some British guy.
Yeah.
Rickman.
Sigourney
Um,
Weaver. You probably haven't heard of her.
Yeah. She didn't do much.
She does have a wardrobe malfunction. So
Mm-hmm.
next we have Girl Interrupted. Directionless teenager Susanna is rushed to Claymore, a mental institution, after supposed suicide attempt. There, she befriends a group of troubled women who deeply influence her life. That looks like Winona Ryder. Is that right?
Yes, and
Winona Ryder,
what was her name?
Angelina Jolie,
Angelina
Whoopi
Jolie.
Goldberg.
Hmm.
It was filmed in my house
Really?
Yeah.
or
It
where
was
I
filmed.
live.
It's filmed near our area in Harrisburg, and especially right under where Jesse lives. In
Wow.
Next, we got Down to You. College students Al and Imogen.
Imogene, I believe.
Imogen meet and fall in love, but fear of commitment causes them to go their separate ways.
That sounds really
Looks like
familiar.
Freddie Prinze Jr. and
Julia Stiles, Henry Winkler, Lauren German, Selma Blair. Yeah, I'm sure I have seen that, but I don't remember it.
And last but not least, the talented Mr. Ripley. Late 1950s New York, a young underachiever named Tom Ripley is sent to Italy to retrieve Dickie Greenleaf, a rich and spoiled millionaire playboy. But when the errand fails, Ripley takes extreme measures. All right. Those are our 10. I will start from the bottom and work our way up. Sean, what are you seeing?
I am definitely going to Galaxy Quest, and then I'm going to go back in and pay again to go see Galaxy Quest, and then I'm going to go back and pay again to see Galaxy Quest because that movie deserved more money. And that's why we have not gotten a sequel. They deserved all the money as far as I'm concerned.
Now, it was on there for how many weeks, Curtis?
Let's see, this as of right here, it was at 7 weeks, and it was in the 7th position.
By
It actually jumped up. It was 8th the week before, so it actually, nice.
That one, I heard the director say each week because of word of mouth, that movie kept going up.
Mm-hmm.
And the studio couldn't understand how that kept happening since it didn't open as well as they thought it would have.
Gotcha.
But yeah, word of mouth. So there you go.
Galaxy Quest. Laredo, take her out.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Dooch, what are you seeing?
Yeah. I mean, Galaxy Quest is the right answer. That's yeah, I don't really think it's much of a challenge, really. I mean, there's some good movies there, but yeah, definitely going back in time into the theater, gotta go see Galaxy Quest again.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Jesse,
All right.
up to you.
Jesse.
What
What movie
Galaxy
are you seeing?
Quest?
There you go. Joe, what are you seeing?
Yeah, I usually like to mix it up, be the one who's different. But the only two movies I've seen on this list are Stuart Little and Galaxy Quest. And I don't know that little mouse edges Galaxy Quest. So I'm going to have to be one of the club on this one. So Galaxy Quest for sure.
Yeah. I will say that both Hurricane is an amazing movie. And if you don't know that story, I would encourage anybody that hasn't, because it's based on a true story. I would encourage anybody that hasn't seen that movie to go watch that movie. Green Mile is also a very amazing movie. Both of those are top notch. Mm-hmm. I got to see Galaxy Quest. And my record for seeing a movie the most times in one day is 5 when TMNT first came out.
Wow.
I saw it 5 times in the theater in one day, and I would like to beat that with you guys. And let's try to see Galaxy Quest 6
Just
times
keep going.
in one day.
Opening all the way to end of the day, Galaxy Quest, and we're gonna be quoting it by the end of the day, and people aren't gonna give a crap because they're gonna have too much fun anyway.
Yeah, we just got to make sure we take some $2,000 with us instead of our money that looks like Monopoly.
Yeah. So. Now, when you saw TMNT 5 times in one day, how many of those times did you pay for?
Oh, we paid for all of them, but
Okay.
it was at a theater that was down from my house that was a dollar theater. So it was after
Gotcha.
it had been out for a little bit.
Yep.
And then basically what buddy of mine, like, this is back when, you left early in the morning and you didn't come back home till like dinner, and your parents, like, you had no cell phone, you had no way of, knowing where your kids were, and people were just okay with that. So me and my buddy, like our parents would give us like $5 and we could go to the movies and just see 5 movies. And so that's typically what we would do. But usually it was different movies.
Right.
That particular day, it was TMNT 5 times. So did want to call out, I saw down here, and I have never seen this movie, but Mysteries of Egypt, 77 weeks in the IMAX. So
That does
don't know.
not sound familiar.
That's weird because like back then IMAX didn't show as many regular movies, so that's probably a weird fluke.
I bet it's some
There's another one
documentary
down
or
here,
something.
IMAX Island of the Sharks, 42 weeks. So
That's
Those are
Mysteries
probably
of
the only
Egypt.
2 movies they showed.
Yeah, it's a National Geographic like documentary.
Oh, okay.
So
Sixth Sense was, there's still a lot of movies. There's like normally we only see like teens, like 14, 15 movies in a week. There's 55 movies out this particular week. It's a lot of freaking movies.
well, you also got to think though. We've been
Sleepy
going
Hollow.
back a lot to like.
Yeah,
80
that's true.
You had like 2 or 3 screen theaters.
Mhm.
By 2000, you're looking at these huge, 20 screen theater, cineplexes that are popping up in the malls everywhere. So
Yeah.
I think that's probably what you're seeing here is more screens, more movies.
All right. Well, that was this week in theaters. We did toy pickups. I think that's it. Unless, dude, you got a lightning round for us real quick that you can knock out? Or no?
No, not this week.
Just one? Can you give us one question so we can get one for Joe Gonzalez? Give him one lightning round question.
All right. Well, while Joe's here, actually, this is one. So, and since we're all guys here, just amongst us, this is another one of my classic, kind of wondering what everyone else's stance on this.
You're trying to part the sea and see who's on what sides.
Right. So if you're in...
Start with Sean and go around. Sean, me, and then... Okay, go ahead.
So Sean, Curtis, Joe, Jesse, back to me. Okay. So you're going into a public restroom. Actually, this will actually, man, maybe we might get to 3. So this will be a 2-parter. You're going into a public restroom. You got 3 urinals. Someone's at the far left urinal. Which one are you going to?
Well, the far right, of course, but
You said Sean was first.
yeah, but that everybody's going to say that.
Okay.
Far
Now,
right. Yeah.
You're going in, same situation. Someone's in the far left, but the far right is the shorty kitty urinal. The little shorty one where you get a bit of splashback.
Well, in that case, I would try to see if there's a stall and just be done
Wow,
with it that
Sean
way.
goes right to the stall, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
On that case, yeah.
I've got to say I'm always going to be trying to go to the stall anyway. So yeah, I'm always going to go to the stall. If there's a stall open, that's where I'm going.
I'm not afraid of the kitty urinal. I'll use it. It's fine.
Get the little splashback and everything.
It's
That's what
my
I
own
hate.
urine. That doesn't bother me. When I was a kid, I pissed on myself all the time.
What's Joe doing? Oh, he's making a fountain over there. He's fine. He'll be entertained for a couple minutes.
And
I
by
ain't going
a
inside.
kid, I mean like 16. But
Right.
Okay.
I'm picturing it like
legally not an adult.
I'm picturing it like Zoolander when they're at the gas station spraying the gas on them. Joe's out in the yard just having a blast. Slip and slide.
just got my hands behind my back.
Yeah. It's like, what
We've lost Jesse completely.
Jesse, where you
What?
going?
To bed.
Where are you peeing? In bed.
In his bed. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
stall. Like, why? Yeah, it's gonna go. Like, if you're peeing all over yourself, you don't know how to control your stream.
Okay.
If you're peeing all over yourself, you should go to the. If you are peeing on yourself, you should go to the kitty one because that's where you belong.
All right, last lightning round question. How many tablespoons of NyQuil has Jesse had already?
I don't think any. I think this is just how he gets when he's
I was. Yeah, this is just sick him. The other version, if he had the NyQuil, he would already be out and not even on the show right now.
That is what I'm gonna take as soon as we are done, so I can fall asleep.
All right.
Fair enough.
Just real quick to wrap up. Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern, we've got Arthas Zoran on Shooting the Shelf. Should be a great show. Remember, it's an early time on Sunday. Right after we close out here, there's going to be the premiere going of Motu Revolution episode 1 review.
Oh, yeah,
The rest will come out as this week goes on. So make sure that you're checking those out if you've watched it. If you haven't watched it, go watch it first. And then we'll be back here next week with some sort of 2.0 or something going on.
Who knows?
Anybody else have anything?
Well, I did drop the link into the chat
All right.
for that premiere.
Also, yeah, if anybody tuned in to hear us talk about drugs, that was just to show that we were having a short episode. So sorry about that.
That's I assume that's why Joe showed up. He's like, wait a minute, guys.
I'm sure some weeks
like
having a
that.
microdose of us is better than having the whole dose anyway. So that's okay.
There you go. Remember, buy your Joes. All right, we'll see you, folks. Have a good one.
Bye.